President Trump also says he is close to a deal with Congress to replenish the small business loan program. It has run out of money.
We want to take care of our workers. We want to take care of our small businesses. They're really the engine of this country. We have to take, when we open, we want to have those small businesses ready to go. We don't want those businesses abandoned because they couldn't afford their employees. They couldn't take care. And I want to take care of those employees.
The $450 billion in new stimulus money would fund small businesses, hospitals, and COVID-19 testing. I talked with one of Pennsylvania's senators who will have to vote on this if the deal is struck. Senator Bob Casey, thank you for taking the time to join us on a Sunday evening. First up, Senator, let's get right to it. The announcement of a $450 billion infusion to boost small loan programs that have simply run out of money. So, Senator, will that do the trick and fill the gaps?
Well, Joe, I think it's critically important that we have new dollars for the small business program. I want to make sure as well that the program is reaching all those that should benefit it, particularly very small businesses and small businesses that are in minority communities that may not have access to banking relationships. So we want to make improvements to the program, but the dollars obviously matter, and having an agreement to do that is a very strong step forward.
Senator, given the sting of the coronavirus is still very much a reality, with Pennsylvania nursing homes taking a deep hit, Philadelphia city leaders have taken the position of resisting telling the public how many fire, police, and EMS are off the job due to the virus. Could the argument be those figures are part of the big picture in understanding the gravity of this illness?
Well, I think there's no question that we need to be very clear about the scope of the problem. That's why the testing failure that has unfortunately gone on way too long, where all across the country, states are asking for more help with testing, communities are as well, that until you have a sense of the scope of the problem, you really can't tackle it. So knowing the full scope of the number of cases in a county or in a region is going to be very, very important.
Senator, do you think that those figures should be released by the city of Philadelphia?
Well, I think transparency is going to be very important here. Knowing the full scope of the spread of the virus is going to be essential. Now, how that is done is a determination a city or a county has to make. They've got to make determinations all the time about what the nature of what they're releasing. But we have to know on a regular basis the full scope of this problem.
On a personal note, I understand you are a brand new grandfather.
I am, as of last week.
And congratulations to you. A grandson, right?
A grandson who's living in California, so I haven't been able to see him.
Those are restrictions that even your own family is coming to terms with. What's the biggest challenge there?
Well, it's difficult because when you have your first grandchild, you of course want to see them. You want to see them up close, not from a distance. Fortunately, because of pictures and because of video capability, we're able to see him that way. But it's going to be a while yet before I see my grandson. But that's the kind of reality that so many are living with. And of course, so many other families are living with the reality of someone with the disease or someone who is gravely ill, and others who are working on the front lines, especially in healthcare. So my situation is not all that grave compared to those families.
Senator Casey, always good to chat with you. We hope you stay well, and our best wishes to your new grandson and, of course, your family.
Thanks, Joe.
Well, a spokesperson for the city of Philadelphia within the hour told me tonight it shares the senator's concerns about testing availability and that far more testing is needed. The city says it has been very transparent about the number of people tested and those who are positive.